Welcome back, RGB and business owner. How are you guys doing today? It's a special day. Why? Because it's the deadline of the IRS filing for those of you that are LLCs and corporation, the C corporation. Today is the time. But don't lose hope. If you're still not ready, you are still welcome to file an extension. If you don't know how to do that, we are here to help you. Call us today. July 15 is the deadline. I'm Christopher, IRS Certified Acceptance Agent, tax professional, and a business owner. Today, we will go over and discuss like how paying yourself can cut taxes and how does it affect your PPP forgiveness. We will go over on the following topic today. Bear with me. So this is also, we are doing a PPP forgiveness application already. If you are still have questions and having a hard time with your PPP forgiveness, please feel free to call us. Just check us on Facebook, and we have a website where you can look on our services. WICO Tax is an all-year-round, all-in-one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution, both serving the RGB and virtual accounting service as well. Just to give you a performance report, this is where we stand right now. All right, so the WICO Tax Performance Report, we have been in the service. This is our 5 years helping our clients on their business taxes, personal taxes, also with the different payroll and bookkeeping services. The total as of to this year, the combined tax credits and deductions that we were able to help our business clients and individuals was already 4.5 million for getting tax credits and deductions. We resolved more than 421,000 of IRS audits. The EIDL application, so far we got approved on behalf of our clients 275,000. For the PPP, we got approved for 155, close to 160,000. And not only that, there's also a shared work program that we apply for our clients. The shared work program, this entitles the employer or to partially compensate the employees for their lost hours. We process more than $30,000. Okay, there you go. So the apply for the any questions about this is our performance report, and we deliver. We are an all year round, all in one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution because we don't want to leave our clients behind. Not just during tax season that we're here, but all year round. Okay, I'm still fixing this. If you're applying for PPP forgiveness, we are here to help you. And the next step, we still have some applicants for the city grants for any type of COVID-19. We can be your right hand because all of this, to be honest, all of these documents, all of these grants, it all boils down to a good and clean record keeping, your bookkeeping, your payroll reports, and your up-to-date tax filing. So the past webinars, you can actually watch us on YouTube. Please follow us, WICO Tax. And if you want to have a PDF tax payroll and bookkeeping checklist, just go to our website, www.wicotax.com. You could also download this presentation there. Just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to have a Thursday live chat where we will invite our business clients to talk about, or a business client of us here in Westlaco. He's selling raspa, Margos raspa, and he will share about, Mr. Eddie will share about the trials and triumphs, the challenges and opportunities he found during the situation. Because we are not doing it by ourselves. We are here to collaborate and to share and empower each other. And good news, by next week, we will launch a 5 IRS emergency fund business. The 5 IRS business funds under the CARES Act. These 5 are all new. And if you haven't if you have not tapped or accessed these funds, you are more than welcome to check the different topics that we will cover, because this is very important. This is not a loan. This is a credit from the IRS that you can use to run your business and to pay your employees without paying them back. That will start on July 22. 10 a.m. and also that's an English, and we also present on Spanish at 11 a.m. with our in-house accountant, Mr. Juan Torrebiartes. This is our YouTube channel, Tax. I'm just still checking. All right. Just want to make sure that I'm on the right slide. And if you are tired doing it yourself, can help you with your tax, payroll, bookkeeping services. Disclaimer, this material, this has just been prepared for informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide and should not be relied for any tax, legal, or accounting advice. Tax is an outsourced tax, payroll, and bookkeeping company. We are not associated with any institutions on this presentation, and this is a private business providing resources for small businesses. How paying yourself cut taxes and affects PPP forgiveness. We will cover the following topics will be discussed. How do you pay yourself as a small business owner? Number 2, the owner's withdrawal versus W-2. Number 3, payroll reports for PPP forgiveness. So what are the different forms that you need to submit? Just to give you a hint, how much is your lifetime tax liability? Are you already aware of that? Are you aware how much taxes are you going to pay? Just to give you how can you compute it on your own home, this is how it works. So this is what you call the number on the right side from 20 to 80 years old. This is you call what? Circle of life. Of course, not ideally here in America, the lifespan of an individual can live until 80 years. However, that is not your working years, not 80 years, but only half, from 20 years old to 60 years old. This is how you're going to do. How you're going to do it? For example, you're an self-employed or a business owner. So from 20 to 60, your total number of working years will be 40 years. And then if your average income is $100,000, your total earnings for that 40 years would be $4 million. And for you to know how much taxes you take off 30%. That is why 1.7 million out of that 4 million will go to taxes. That's why, according to Bill Murray, the actor, if you want to teach your kids how taxation works, buy him an ice cream and eat 30% of it. That's how easy you can teach, and you would realize how much tax are you going to pay to your entire lifetime. Now, that's the reason why tax rules and regulations are being made to help business owners and entrepreneurs to take it to your advantage. Because you heard before, and this is common to any news, that rich people are getting richer or wealthy people are getting wealthier because they use tax codes to their advantage. And as an entrepreneur, you need to know this. So that's why your assignment after this presentation is go and compute how many average income you're taking every year to your business, and then multiply how many more years that you are planning to work, whether age 55, 60, then take 30% off. That is the taxes you're looking at. The good news, we can minimize those taxes. The bad news is if you're doing it by yourself, that's the worst thing that you could ever done to your business. Can I pay myself? Yes, of course, you can pay yourself, but the question and the answer for that, if you started your own business to do something that you love and make money, how much you can pay yourself, that's the question, and when might be restricted by the legal structure of the business you run. It is not one size fits all. Whatever type of business you are at, you need to know what type of payroll that you have. And that is the problem that we're having for people applying for the PPP, for the EIDL. The entity type are the following. What are those? We have a sole proprietor, partnership, LLC, S corporation, and C corporation. If you're applying for the PPP, a sole proprietor, you need to have owner's draw. That's how you can pay yourself. Partnership is also owner's draw. LLC is also owner's draw, which means to say you withdraw and transfer money from your business to personal account. That is an owner's draw. Christopher, can I pay myself with W-2 if I'm a sole proprietor, partnership, or LLC? The answer is no, you cannot issue a W-2 to yourself because the nature of your business is you are prohibited by the IRS to put yourself on payroll. Now, what you're going to do is to elect as an S corporation or to be a C corporation, and that would be the time that you can issue a W-2 to yourself. But you can no longer do an owner's draw. So it's one way or another that you have to remember, because any wrong form, you will be potentially be audited. That's why with this COVID-19 situation, it created chaos, because a sole proprietor, they have no payroll, right? They don't have nothing to show. So that's why the self-employment tax at the end of the year for their filing last year was the one that they're being required to submit. And that's the problem. They don't have records of anything. Moving on. What is an owner's draw? Like what I've said, an owner's draw refers to an amount of money taken out from a sole proprietorship or partnership by the owner for personal use. The money is drawn out of the business income. If you have a business partner who's operating the business, let's say two people decided to put a restaurant, the other one is the active and the other one is the passive because he has the money. Let's say Juan is the active partner, and then Maria is the investor. Juan cannot just be placed himself in payroll, even he runs the business. Because if there's a business partnership and they are not an S corporation, he cannot be on payroll. Just remember, what are the pros and cons? The pros, you can pay yourself whenever you want. For being a sole proprietor or partnership, you can pay yourself whenever you want. Just transfer money every time you need the money. There's no limitation. The problem, this is subject to self-employment tax from 12 to 15%. The other problem, deduction for employee benefits are not also available because you cannot have benefits like you cannot have fringe benefits under this. You cannot issue yourself, put yourself on meal allowance, all of those, or HSA, the flexible spending account, all 401k, these are restricted. That's the reason why it is not advisable if your business is making millions or $350,000 and up. You need to have a tax planner, a bookkeeper, a payroll expert who could actually map the way you pay yourself. And the other problem that we experience on our practice, because you are a sole proprietor or business partner, those people that are a DBA operating by themselves, they Schedule C, they keep using Schedule C, and we've seen a lot of audit on Schedule C. These are self-employed. That's why you are highly audited when you're using Schedule C on your 1040, and that's the problem. You don't want to be on red flag because you did not organize the way you pay yourself. Okay, never mix your business and personal accounts. So for example, how does this work? Right now, the owner's draw, let's say you started your business, 150,000 is your gross revenue. Then the expenses is 50,000 for your business. You have a profit. The tax, you will be subject on paying what? Tax on that $100,000 take-home profit. So you were looking around, right now, taxes are 30%. You are looking to pay $30,000 on your revenue or on your take-home profit. Can you imagine that 30,000 if you have that business for the last 10 years, you paid the IRS $300,000. But Christopher, why are other people, rich people and billionaires are not paying taxes? Because they are what? They are wise and they're using tax advantage, the tax regulations and guidelines on their advantage. So this is the sole proprietor, 50,000. Now what you can do, but one of the questions that we encountered to any sole proprietor and business owner, they said, Chris, I withdraw $50,000. So out of that $100,000, I need to pay the school, the tuition fee for my kids, utility bills to the house, my personal use of car. I need $50,000 in the entire year. So that's why I'm only going to report $50,000 of profit. But is it correct? Is it right or wrong? The answer is wrong. Whatever you withdraw on your business account to use as personal use or personal reason, you are still going to be paying taxes out of that. That's still, the tax is $30,000. There's no escape. That's why if you're still a sole proprietor, if you're a DBA, and you're not an S corporation or limited liability company, you have to think again your business strategy, because you are in the highest tax bracket up to this point. Paying yourself with W-2. Like what we have mentioned a while ago, you could be an S corporation and C corporation. But most of our clients, they said, what's the purpose of you being a limited liability company? There's a good news. If you're a limited liability company, you don't have to restructure your company. All we have to do is do an S Corp election for the next 5 years, and you can issue yourself a W-2. If you haven't watched the different taxations on business entity, we covered that, the benefit of limited liability company. The good thing is we can elect an S Corp so you could be on payroll. However, the IRS says you need to pay yourself and you have to be on payroll. A reasonable compensation is required. Now, how would you determine the reasonable compensation? By answering the following question. When you decided, let's say for me, I'm in the business on the second, third year, I already put myself on payroll. Then I need to be reasonable on the salary. And these are the questions. What is the average pay scale here? Because as a business owner, you are by default a manager. How much is the salary of the manager here in Texas? If you're going to go to salary or payscale.com, it starts at $40,000 or $37,000 and up. That is a reasonable compensation. So therefore, I have to issue myself $37,000 annually and part of my payroll expense. You need to answer other questions like how much would a similar business pay for the work to do your role? There's Google. You can actually get the average compensation of a manager. Then what do recruitment ads agencies offer to pay for someone in your position? Are the wages, your wages to your duties, are those duties being performed? That's why document. There are only 2 rules to follow in terms of an audit. Number 1, document. Number 2, don't forget rule number 1. What other question that you might ask to yourself? That the wages seem reasonable when you take into account of your level of responsibility? Did you pay directly related to the amount of time you spend working? And does your pay seem reasonable when compared with your employee's wages? These are some of the guidelines that you need to ask yourself when you decide to take or to put yourself on payroll. It is not you. As a tax payroll bookkeeping company, we just don't suggest, oh, put yourself on W-2. If we don't know, if we see your books are negative, you don't have any money, we're not going to suggest that you put yourself on payroll. We need to know the ins and outs of your money. We need to know your balance sheet, your cash flow. How do you manage your budget? All of those are taken in consideration before we even tell you to put yourself on W-2 and to be an S corporation, because there are much more paperworks. The pros and cons. For W-2, you will avoid self-employment tax. Remember, a while ago, we talked about you're going to pay about 15%. You are no longer going to pay for that self-employment tax. You could actually have a medical insurance for yourself. You can open a 401k contributions, and that is part of our tax planning, because we have partners that can help you to open that. And this is a tax-sheltered accounts. And the good news, it is part of business expense as well. That's why it's 2 birds in 1 stone. The most important thing, when you are paying yourself and putting yourself on payroll, we can reclassify your income. And the good news, that's why it's so easy for us to be approved for the payroll protection program, all these grants, because we have a legitimate and organized documents that we just send to the IRS or we send to the SBA, we send to the lenders. That's why it's so easy for us, for in behalf of our clients, to get the funding that they need. The only problem, of course, it is subject not to the self-employment tax, but it is subject to payroll tax. 18%, Social Security, Medicare, unemployment. And of course, like what I've said, it is much, much more paperwork. And just a side note, guys, when you as a business owner put yourself on payroll, you could actually access the Texas Business Development Fund, where you can receive $1,800 as a first year for being trained. Any training that you want as a business owner regarding to your business, the state has a fund for that as long as you pay yourself on W-2. There are much, much more benefits. Okay, the FICA tax, these are the taxes that you're looking to pay. The total FICA tax is 7.65. What is a FICA tax? This is your contribution, Social Security, Medicare. For employers, since you're the employer and you are also an employee, you're looking around, these are the taxes that you're going to pay. Like what I've said a while ago, 6.2 for the employer, 6.2 for the employee. Medicare is 1.45, together with the employee, 1.45. And also, you have to pay your unemployment compensation. That's part of the payroll. We do all these calculations, so don't worry. We are an outsourced payroll. If you don't know how to do this, we are here to help you. We also resolve some payroll audits, because there are some people, there are some clients that have been told by their friends not to pay the Medicare and Social Security taxes. No, when you are on payroll, you are obligated to deposit that payment in either quarterly basis or bi-weekly basis. Don't withhold it. You are required. And it's been years that they have not deposited those funds. And they said, why they did not deposit? They said they need it. They use it as a loan. Wrong. You cannot do that. There is a penalty about that. So for example, a typical business owner, let's say this is the benefit. You made, going back, $150,000, expenses $50,000, your profit is $100,000. The tax is the same, $30,000, because you're a sole proprietor. But if you put yourself on payroll, let's say you spend W-2, estimated approximately $50,000 that you pay yourself, the same equation like what we have a while ago, the profit, your take home for your business would be $50,000. Now, the tax that you're going to pay is only $10,000. How much is the savings? $20,000. That's a lot of money that you can save of not paying the business tax. I'm sure you're familiar with this guy, right? 2018, approximately his take-home money is almost $13 billion. And did you see how much he paid? Zero tax bill. That $13 billion is like 13 years of my existence. And how did he do that? He always finding people and the right people for the right job. And if they can do it, we can do it. You cannot do it by yourself. How does it affect this affect your PPP forgiveness? Always make sure, like what I've said, you have to document when you're applying for the PPP forgiveness. Of course, if you are on payroll, like your W-2, these are the documents that they will be asking. Your lender will be asking your payroll tax filings, that is Form 941, your income, payroll, and unemployment insurance filing from your state. They also need that. The documents verifying and retirement and health insurance contributions, documents verifying that you're eligible interest, rent, and utility. Payments were active in February 20, and the PPP loan forgiveness application form. These are all the forms. On the 941, because they need to see the FICA taxes and the total payroll cost. As of now, just the good news, or they updated it, the payroll expenses should not be lower than 60% in able to be forgiven to the total loan amount. That's why the higher your payroll cost, the better. You will be given 6 months instead of just 2 months. They adjusted it to 6 months for you to consume and use those PPP loan to be forgiven. And the rest should go with what? The interest, mortgage interest, the rent, utility payments. Good record keeping and bookkeeping will be critical for getting your loan forgiven. That's why WICO Tax can do your PPP forgiveness application, tax payroll, and bookkeeping all online. So you have to call us today. That's why I'm saying, oh no, I would like to do it by myself to save. But are you really saving? At this point in time, this is my takeaway and my personal experience. We are already in the rise of digital economy where our clients that we used to see door to door, they go to our office, it's limited. Your focus right now is how to develop and how to keep them and how to retain them. And that takes a lot of study, that takes a lot of learning the tools, the software from Zoom, from the phone. All of those will take your time as a business owner. So you have to entrust this kind of jobs, these numbers, this accounting system to an expert. Because remember, the lender, the SBA, even the IRS and the state will have an eye on all the documents that you are submitting and make sure that they are all the same. Just remember that, because it only takes one to open the can of worms. If you're guessing everything, you might be in trouble. That's why, where are you right now? Are you still running your business or the business runs you? If you're, because that's the goal, is for you to work smart, not hard. Need to delegate, you need to delegate and elevate. If your books are like this is what the lenders are going to look for. The IRS are going to look disorganized books that you have, and not this one. You just go directly to the trash bin. For a short background of the company, we established in 2015. We are an all-year-round, all-in-one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution. We have more than 20 years of experience. We also serve local Harlingen and Brownsville, but we only work per appointment. As much as possible, we encourage virtual because of the increasing number of COVID-19 cases. Please, before you go or call us, check our credentials, our integrity online. You can see us there. We have the highest review in South Texas for financial services. And read our success stories from the PPP, taxes, payroll, bookkeeping. And most of our clients, of course, we are bilingual, hablamos español. Of course, it's not me, but we serve our Hispanic community. That's what I've said. If you missed this, if you're not here right now, watch our past webinars on our YouTube. It will be posted today. And any PDF for the tax payroll bookkeeping checklist, you can find it online. Tomorrow, we will go over what we also encourage or help our clients are also to promote their businesses. Because sharing is caring, and this is one point. Because the more they grow, everybody grows. That's why please support. We will interview Mr. Ed Margo from Weslaco. He's the owner of Margo's Raspa. I like the flavor. They have exotic flavor, but also the other ones. Just a side note. And then on Wednesday webinar, 5 IRS emergency business funds under the CARES Act. This is not something, this is not a loan, this is a fund, this is a credit. Okay, July 22, we will start at 10 for English and 11 for Spanish. This is our services. There you go. So thank you for watching our Wednesday webinar, because just like you, your tax needs a break. Now we will check if we have questions. We don't have questions there. Okay, there you go. We don't have questions so far. Thank you for watching, and I do appreciate your time. Staying safe, that's always our priority. Today's the deadline, July 15. And if you have not filing yet, we are here to help you to file an extension. Again, thank you for watching our Wednesday webinar. You have a great day and stay safe. Bye.